Welcome back in to the Scramble Drill podcast, and oh boy, do we have a good one this week, fellas. It is a lot of things. Week 9 of the NFL happened. There's some big games to talk about. We are recording this on Tuesday, November 4th. After the trade deadline, that went down. A lot to cover there. And even more shocking than some of the trades happened, we have all three of us on the podcast today. There are three people, Ben, Josh, and Landon, all in the building. Fellas, how are we doing tonight?
I mean, I'm ready to roll.
That was a really long pause.
Well, I thought it was going to be Josh. Hey,
neither one of y'all knew who to jump in first.
I mean, we got to figure it out. This is first quarter. By the second quarter, we're going to be rolling.
I get it. Yeah, it's been a minute since we're all here. We got to find our rhythm again, only so Josh can take it away after this week. Anyway, let's jump straight into it because we got a lot to cover today. We're going to go over some of the big trades first. What, Josh?
Just the man. The man finally shows up, and you're just trashing him that he's going to not be here next week. Can we not enjoy the moment?
Can we, Josh? Can we enjoy the moment?
I'm talking to you, Ben. I'm not talking to Josh.
Find the lie. Find the lie. Anyway, we're getting off track already. We're already off track. Can we talk about some trades now?
We can talk about some football.
Let's talk about some trades. All right. So a lot happened today. Some minor and some gigantic. Let's go with, I guess, a couple minor ones first. Jakobi Meyers goes from the Vegas Raiders to the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is following Travis Hunter being placed on IR, allegedly not for the whole season. But they get a fourth and sixth rounder back for Jakobi. Vegas does, and then obviously the Jags get Myers. Anything major here that we're thinking?
I don't have a ton on this one. This is just.
I feel like it's good.
I don't know how y'all.
Raiders.
A fourth and a sixth is pretty solid, but I think he's well regarded in NFL circles. He's not. I mean, the people who play fantasy football, they don't think a ton of it, but I think he's a good NFL receiver. NFL people like him. But I mean, it's nothing flashy. Nothing. You need a receiver.
No, I mean,
he's one of the better ones available.
The Jags, because their offense has been just a mess right now, and Parker Washington is their answer right now to the mess outside of BTJ, so it doesn't hurt things. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, Rappaport came out and said, like, they don't think Travis Hunter's out for the year. They don't think it's like a crazy long injury. That was my first thought, was like, oh, maybe Hunter's actually going to be out for a long time. A fourth and a sixth is a lot. Like, he's a free agent after this year. I looked up the contract. He is a free agent after this year. So to give up a fourth and a sixth for whatever it is, 10 weeks of Jakobi Meyers, if you get a little run in the playoffs, like, it seems like a lot to me.
Obviously, they believe they're a playoff team.
Yeah, I mean, they believe they're a playoff team.
Obviously, they believe they're a playoff team if this is the case.
I don't know. I don't think it means a ton really for any. Like, I don't move the needle a lot with the Jags. It was already pretty crowded. They spread it out a lot. BTJ has not been great. I didn't really expect him to turn it around much, and this kind of I think it's going to be what it is.
Yeah, I feel like Jakobi, though, he'll be, I mean, with the up and down issues you've had with BTJ, I'm not worried about him. But with his, we think he's kind of been injured too. I feel like Jakobi's a very safe player to bring in. Very, very safe, very, very reliable. So hopefully it can kind of just steady the ship for Jacksonville.
Yeah.
All right. Another receiver. This one, I guess not surprising he got moved. I'm a little bit surprised by the compensation they got for him. Rashid Shaheed traded to the Seahawks from the Saints for a 4th and 5th round pick. I feel like that was a lot for a team that doesn't necessarily need receiver, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Sam Darnold right now is 16 touchdowns, 5 picks.
He only has 16. That feels low. I'll be honest with you.
That's like top. What, I don't know. I don't have
I feel like he's
rankings
throwing for
in
like
front of
4
me,
a
but
game. Maybe I'm wrong.
well, it feels like every time they're in a primetime game, he has 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So there's the Buccaneers primetime game, Commanders primetime game. Those are his 2 4-touchdown games.
Okay.
You put him in a 1 o'clock window, and he's just pretty normal. But I mean, he's playing really well, and it is the Jackson Smith and Jigba and company show. I agree. I don't see any real value in giving up what you gave up for Rashid Shaheed, unless you just feel like he unlocks your offense, adds an extra dimension that you haven't already had, which they've had no trouble going deep. It's just been a Jackson Smith and Jigba going deep kind of a thing. Torrey Horton looks good. Maybe Cooper Kupp is hurt. He didn't play
I feel
Sunday.
like Torrey Horton is kind of a little bit broken out. Maybe it was just the Commanders' defense is tough, but he's had some games where he's kind of popped. So you would think they kind of feel comfortable with Horton without adding Shaheed, but Shaheed is that field stretcher that real life NFL teams love.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Jackson Smith and Jigba, like I text us in the group chat, he has shown he can go deep. Like, that is not a problem for him. That Joker, he's been great everywhere on the field, but I still don't, when I think of him, when I think of his like profile coming out, I don't think field stretcher. I think like just everywhere. He's just everywhere. And I think Shaheed's going to open it up. I would not have given up a 4th and a 5th. Like, if you would have asked me, what do you think Shaheed goes for today? I would have said like maybe a 5th. Like, that would have been my thought. Maybe a 4th. To give up both, that's a lot, but they're all in, man. They see their chance to win the division. They haven't had this chance in a few years, and they're like, let's go for it.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously another team that sees themselves as a playoff team. All right. Then these are the 2 big ones. These are the ones that kind of caught everybody off guard. The first one, they both involve the Jets. Everybody knows this. Quinnen Williams traded from the Jets to the Cowboys for Mozzie Smith. I don't know who that is. A 26 second and a 27 first. Landon, you were kind of on it from the get-go in the group chat that you thought you were worried when you saw a first that Dallas was trading it this year, knowing they weren't going to make the playoffs, but a 27 first. I feel like that feels pretty good when you say for Quinnen Williams.
It does. Like, when I sent it, I thought, man, I saw a report. I don't even remember if it turned out to be right or not, but they were sending their first, not the Packers first, their first. And I was like, dude, they're not making the playoffs this year. Like, they're in the mix kind of, but we talked about the playoff picture last week. It does not look good for them. This was not a good loss for them at home against the Cardinals if they want to make the playoffs. So I was like, man, they're gonna, that could be like the 8th pick in the draft. That could be the 10th pick in the draft, And but now that I hear it's a 27 first, they think they're going to be good next year. Jerry came out and said this week, maybe even yesterday, he's trying to win. Like he's like, I'm not playing for the future. I'm playing for now. So they think they're going to be good next year. Maybe that. Now there's a report out there that the Jets get whatever pick is the low, like whatever's the best pick. Next year.
I did see that. So if they finish better than the Packers, it'll be the Packers.
Right, it'll be the Packers. So who knows? But I do like it better that it's a 27, and he's a really good player. Like, this is an impact guy. Now they have Kenny Clark and him up the middle, so teams are going to throw for 500 yards on them
to stop this run.
Yeah, teams are going to throw for 500 yards on them, but they can't run the ball. So we'll see. I still don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
No, they're not. Here's the problem, though. You got 2 firsts and Kenny Clark by trading away Micah Parsons. And then in this deal, you get a first or you give up a first and a second and a defensive tackle for Quinnen Williams. So essentially, you paid 90% of the return that you got back from Micah Parsons for Quinnen Williams. Like, just keep Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
I don't understand the math does not math.
If they can hit on 2 picks in this coming draft, if they can hit on both of those picks, obviously you can never guarantee that, but you're probably okay in that scenario, wouldn't you think?
think it's just a situation where you come out a wash in terms of, the player. And I guess you're saving money. That's probably where you are because Micah's contract is,
He didn't want to
Now-
a quarterback
Now,
contract.
Quinn's on a big contract too, nowhere near Micah. But you
No.
even if you come out a wash, you move the strength of your team from a pass rusher to interior defensive line. Give me the pass rusher. Like if you're going to give me those two options, give me the pass rusher. That's what wins in today's NFL. Now it's great to have interior defensive line, and Quentin Williams is a guy who can rush the passer from interior defensive line, which is valuable, right? But I would just rather have the pass rusher.
Yeah. You're not going to step up in the pocket against Dallas right now.
And you're not
but
running
rolling
in the
out should
middle.
not be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. But going to the outside or rolling out shouldn't be a problem.
No.
Ask Deron Bland
Is there
how it is covering receivers.
Jeez.
Oof. Is their defense any markedly better at all adding Quentin Williams, and then they also got Sam Hubbard in a
You can't say it's
smaller
not-
deal.
Yeah.
You
Or
can't
not
say it's
Sam Hubbard, sorry.
better.
Logan Wilson.
You can't say it's not better, but it's not elite.
They might go from the 31st defense to the 24th.
23rd.
Yeah, like that's what
Yeah.
you're looking at.
And they're what are they? 3-5-1.
Yeah.
There's no shot they win the division, so at that point you're looking at a wild card in the NFC.
Like I said,
That's not
Jerry
happening,
thinks they're going to be
folks.
good next year. That's why he was willing to give up a 27 first. He wanted to hold the 26, but he was willing to give up a 27 first because he thinks, man, we're going to be good next year. And who knows?
I mean, he thinks that
That's
every
true.
year. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but I will give him credit. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say you shouldn't have Micah Parsons on the team right now. But you still have your your other 27 first, and if you hit on those picks or can get somebody in free agency with the money you've saved, he's not wrong. They're not in a terrible situation.
They're not. But really, this is a trickle-down effect of paying players late. That's why you end up...
I'm not going to argue that at all.
I mean, this
I'm
is
not gonna
just
argue with
like
you one bit
you're...
there.
This is a 3-year-long thing that has trickled down to now we actually see what it resulted in. And it resulted in this weird switch of, okay, we're going to get rid of our top 4 pass rusher in the NFL for a good 28-year-old D tackle. Okay, maybe a great 28-year-old D tackle.
Oh, you should have paid Micah 2 years ago and wouldn't be in this situation.
Right. You pay Micah 35 a year instead of 45 or 50 or whatever it was he got.
Get
And
like 47.
47.
Green Bay.
golly, dude.
That's
Anyways,
insane.
It's Mahomes' money.
it's just the general managing process that got us to this point is insanity to me. But the deal in isolation, not too bad.
All right. Last major trade, again with the Jets. This one took the group chat by storm, took the world by storm, when Sauce Gardner goes to the Colts for A.D. Mitchell, a 26 first, and a 27 first. That's 2 first-rounders and a day 2 receiver for 1 cornerback. Albeit a pretty good cornerback. But is Sauce Gardner, is he that guy? Gentlemen, Josh, what are you thinking?
I don't know, dude. Clearly they think he's that guy. Otherwise, you're not giving that up because, 2 first-round picks for...
If he's Revis...
That was crazy. I was thinking, we were speculating in the group chat before the compensation came out. We were like, okay, we thought, what was it? Was it
figured
first,
a first.
second?
So
I figured it had to be
Okay,
a first.
first.
I thought
Probably
it was
one
either going
first.
to be a first or a second plus other picks and players.
And they got 2 firsts and A.D. Mitchell. The other thing here is, this is an absolute home run for the Jets because, you suck. And now you have 2 firsts and 2 seconds and 26. You've got 3 firsts and 27 now.
On both
That's
trades,
amazing.
the Jets win. We didn't say that. Both trades, I think the Jets win.
Yes, I agree. I don't know. I think the really interesting part of it is for the Colts because to me, this signaled confidence in Daniel Jones. That was the
you're all
biggest
in.
signal to me because
You don't have another
you're
option
not
now.
going to go.
You can't get another quarterback.
Right. You can't. You have no options at quarterback other than who's on the roster right now, and we already know it's not Anthony Richardson. So
No.
you're locked in on Daniel Jones, and you believe, okay, the first 7 weeks or whatever it was, that was the truth, and then this past Sunday was an aberration, even though we've seen that for like 5 years. I don't know. I'm a little hesitant to say this is a home run for the Colts because I'm just not a believer quite yet that they're a true contender. I think they're a really good team. They've been a great story so far. I just can't really buy in all the way with Daniel Jones as your quarterback. I just can't. I have to see more.
Definitely not bought in. And that was my first thought was like, dude, next year, this thing could fall apart. That could be the 110 next year. That could be the 108 next year. You know, I would have fought hard to make that 27 pick a second. If that was it, I would feel a lot better. Maybe Daniel Jones is this guy, and this is gonna change their whole team and, you know, put them in the AFC Championship game. I don't know. I still don't think that, but man, that is a lot. That, like I said, I thought it would be either a first or a second plus, you know, a second, third, and a player or something. That's what I was thinking. 2 firsts and 80 Mitchell. I mean, that's huge.
And he's a corner.
I mean, now that you've
obviously the three of us come from a fantasy background for sure, so we know a whole lot more about offensive players than defensive players. So I'm not speaking from anywhere close to expert on Sauce Gardner, but I feel like he hasn't really been the same since his rookie season anywhere. His rookie season was phenomenal, and then I really haven't heard much from him since.
Yeah, that's the thing. I haven't heard a lot. And the Jets were noisy. Like, they have been noisy since then, and I just don't remember hearing a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe he is that guy. Like, maybe he is not diminished a bit, and the Colts are like, dude, this changes everything. They think he is, you know, a top 3 corner in the league. They have to with what they paid. But I'll say this. Not all draft picks are created equal. And I don't mean like getting an early first versus a late first. I mean who's making the picks. Somebody's got to make them picks. And we can sit here and say, oh, they won the trade. They won the trade. If they get 4 bums, no, they didn't win the trade. Like, you got to make the picks. You have to make them count. With a situation like the Jets are in, that's the only way to do it. That's the only way to turn this around is hit on a quarterback somehow and get starters and maybe one other elite player. That you have to do that to get out of this situation.
Yeah. The last thing I'll say on this is you need to go to Daniel Jones' agent now and work out an extension because you're locked in and it needs to be you need to do it while it's the cheapest it's ever going to be. Because you have to.
You understand what you just said, Josh.
Yeah, but still,
I know. Psychotic, but you have to.
He's not going to get. You're looking at the Baker deal or the Darnold deal. Like, even if he does this all year, right? He's not getting 50. You know, he's getting.
No, I mean he'll get 35.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable.
But I mean, if you go,
gosh,
if you go tomorrow to the agent, you might get him for 25 or 30.
That's true. He'd have to sign. He would have to sign.
If they come and offer him a 4-year at, 27 and a half
105,
a year,
you gotta sign
he takes that.
He's got to sign it.
You take it immediately. And I mean, that's a team friendly deal. And if he's
team friendly, if he keeps playing like this, but I'm still not all the way there.
No, I have no confidence whatsoever. I mean, I watched that was the first game that I watched the majority of the game, watching a Colts game. And it was like, yeah, this is the Daniel Jones that we know and love. I have seen nothing. This is very familiar. Anyways.
I mean, they're for sure going to make the playoffs this year. I see the Colts fans are like, oh, well, if that's, both 30-second picks, it's fine. They will not be neither one of them, but I don't know. They're going to make the playoffs.
No, those are going to be like the 24-25 pick.
It's not going to hurt your team adding Sauce Gardner. Let's say that. If you're a playoff team and you're adding Sauce Gardner, you're not going to get worse. in theory. Daniel Jones could get worse, but
Daniel
all right.
Jones.
Daniel Jones could get worse. The rest of the team shouldn't. All right. Before we jump into the games, there were several names and several teams that we thought should either move or make a move and didn't. So what are some of our thoughts? Like Breece Hall, I feel like he was the name that like had the most talked about name in all of free agency. Are they going to move Breece Hall? Are they going to move Breece Hall? Are they going to move Breece Hall? They don't move him. There's word that the Chiefs want or offered a fourth. And by the way, the Chiefs and the Bills both should have made moves, which I'm sure we're going to talk about, and they didn't. So anything y'all wanted to highlight there?
I don't know how all the compensatory picks work, but this might be a situation where if he walks, they get that 3rd round pick. Like that's all I can think, because they were holding firm at a 3rd round pick. It's been reported the Chiefs offered a 4th, and they said no. They were holding firm at a 3rd. That may be the case. If that's not the case, if after his rookie deal he can walk for nothing, I don't get them holding him. I really don't. There was a report that he wanted to leave after seeing Quinnen Williams walk out the door, after seeing Sauce Gardner walk out the door. It has to be a compensatory pick situation is the only reason they held on to him.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, if you are you mentioned a couple of the teams. The Chiefs are probably the obvious one. There was a lot of buzz that the Patriots would go in on a running back.
Thank goodness they didn't, but that's a different conversation.
Right. My fantasy teams are very excited that they didn't. But at the same time, there were a few teams out there that probably could have used a running back, and Breece Hall, I don't know. I don't know how y'all feel about him at the moment, but I think he's at least a B+, A- running back today.
Yeah, he's very good.
If the Chiefs bite the bullet, pay a 3rd, I don't know how you stop them at
They're
all.
horrifying.
Like, there's
They
no
are
way
terrifying.
you can.
They're terrifying without
There's
him.
nothing you can do. Right. They are
if you're
terrifying
the Chiefs
without
too,
him.
You're going to make the AFC Championship, all right? If you're the Chiefs, so that means your pick is at worst the 28th pick in the 3rd round or whatever. I know they do weird stuff in the 3rd round, but anyway, it's a late 3rd round pick. Adding Breece Hall, like that almost guarantees you're going to win the Super Bowl. Or not, you're probably going to make the Super Bowl if you can run the ball like that. So I don't know. That was basically a 4th if the Chiefs pay a 3rd.
There's probably some game theory behind why you wouldn't. Perhaps they think they can get him in free agency anyway, but then obviously you don't get the
help you
services
this
in
year.
the playoffs. Doesn't help you this year. No, I don't know. I'm no GM clearly, but it was one of those situations where it's a guy that instantly upgrades your run game, and they desperately needed upgraded the run game. That's the one thing they cannot do with any consistency.
Tell the Jets to get used to hamstring tightness from Breece Hall in the near future.
Braylon Allen's about to have an increased role, I can tell you that.
Braylon Allen's out for the year. It's Isaiah Davis time.
Trot in randoms. They're about to have an increased role.
And I was also very frustrated the Bills didn't move for a receiver as well. There were receivers, I feel like, for the getting, and it's an obvious position of need for them, and they don't go get one as well. And Landon, you mentioned the Patriots also an obvious candidate to go and make moves at the trade deadline, and another team that decides to stay put.
Yeah, I thought both teams. I thought the Bills. My problem is I don't know what the fit is. They have kind of guys who do everything. What they need is a really, really good receiver. I'm sure they checked in on him, and I'm sure maybe they checked in on the BTJ situation. Olave, he's not a great receiver, but he's really good. Maybe they checked in on him. And they just weren't willing to pay those prices. And then they probably looked around and said, look, man, we did the Amari Cooper thing last year. I don't want to go get Calvin Ridley. And because Calvin Ridley, remember, he's on like a 4-year deal. Like, you got to pay him real money, unlike you did with Cooper. And so I think they probably just looked around once they checked in on the top guys and said, nobody's available. We're not gonna move. Now, the Patriots, I thought Debo made a lot of sense. I thought a yak guy made a lot of sense. Washington is at a place where they have money. They need picks. So I'm sure Washington would have been willing to pay the whole contract if you give them like one round up for a pick. That was my thought, at least. But maybe there was no discussions there at all. But I don't know. I guess they thought they were good. Maybe this Chiefs win is like the worst thing that could have happened.
That's where you learn the wrong
from the Bills.
lessons.
They're like, oh, we're
from
good enough.
that
We
win.
beat the Chiefs. We don't need anybody. I don't think that's what happened, but that's a fear in the back of my head, I guess.
I'm sure
Yeah,
we'll get into
and I
that
do
when we talk
agree
about
with
that
you
game, but
about the Amari Cooper part too. Of like, even if they went and got a Ridley, that feels like getting Amari Cooper these days as well. Like, that's not a needle mover.
Yeah, I feel like they don't have. I feel like they have guys that can do everything. They have the jump ball guy. They have the slot guy. Like, they have guys who can do everything. They just need a great receiver. The Patriots, I feel like just a yak guy could really help them. That's why I linked Debo there. I linked AJ Brown there. That was the trade. When that was clearly not going to happen, it was like, what's the next best thing, kind of like AJ Brown without the deep ball threat? Debo. And it seems like that wasn't even on the table, which I think would have made a lot of sense. But
yeah. Are we surprised at all? I mean, you mentioned AJ Brown. He was one of the hot button names that are like, oh, is he done in Philadelphia? Are they done with him? Is he done? Does he tired of being there? Not surprisingly, he doesn't get moved. Are we surprised either, or y'all kind of
no, I'm not
No.
surprised.
on the same page?
no,
Not
AJ
surprised.
Brown being mentioned in trades, that was people like me and you saying they should trade him. But
Yeah.
Howie Roseman had zero. There was no way he was going to trade him. I don't think there was any conversation or any inclination or anything. It was just people looking from the outside looking in going, okay, maybe he could use a change of scenery. He's frustrated. But there was no shot they were going to trade him.
No. I'm not
Speaking
surprised.
of Howie Roseman, we did forget to mention that they traded a third-round pick for Jalen Phillips as well from the Dolphins.
That could be a big deal.
I feel like that's typical Howie Roseman.
That could be a big deal.
That's typical.
Didn't he
Howie
just
Roseman.
have double-digit sacks last year? Was it Jalen Phillips that did that, or was he just coming off an injury?
He was
I
coming
can't
off an
remember.
injury recently. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, but yeah, he's a good player.
All in all, a fun deadline. I would have loved to see more offensive players move around, but
I'm surprised.
It
I
is
was
what it
I was
is.
disappointed
So-
in the Commanders not selling. They just have so many guys that made too much sense. Bobby
Yeah,
Wagner
the
can help a
season's over.
team. Frankie Louvu can help a team. Debo can help a team. They're all on 1-year deals. They're not coming back. Like
the Luvu just gets suspended.
I mean, he got suspended for one game, but like Zach Ertz,
Okay.
I thought it would have made a lot of sense for them to trade some guys, but they didn't. Maybe that decision would have had to have been made in the last, since Sunday night. So maybe they just didn't have time to make a whole organizational shift that quickly.
Y'all were probably
we're talking
thinking
about
we're gonna
48
get
hours ago. They
Jaden
think they're
back
in it.
and
Like,
go on a win streak.
yeah, going into the fourth quarter of the Sunday night game, they think, oh, we might add. They still thought they were in it. I didn't, but they probably did. And then to switch that fast might have been too much. I would have liked to see them move some guys though, add a couple day 3 picks, but didn't happen.
Anything we want to mention again, or anything left to go over? We want to hop straight into the talking about games.
No, I think we can go to games.
Yep, let's do it. All right. We'll probably have to go fast because obviously trades took up a big part of this. So Thursday night, I don't have a ton. Ravens pretty much dominate the Dolphins 28-6. Not surprising, really. The only thing that surprised me was that the Ravens defense held the Dolphins to 6, but that's all I got.
Yeah, I'm not ready to say like
We're not talking about Dolphins.
the Ravens are all the way back or anything. It was a good win. It was against the Dolphins. Dolphins are still terrible. I will say I don't know if it's
Still a
possible.
very favorable schedule.
I don't know if it's possible for Lamar to be bad in the regular season. Like, I don't know if he can be
Yeah.
bad. It's just he's not going to throw 4 touchdowns every week. But my gosh, it's like he doesn't make mistakes ever. And I know it was the Dolphins, but it's every week. Even when they were losing earlier in the year, he's other than the Chiefs game. But I mean,
It's incredibly frustrating to watch him as somebody if you're facing Lamar in fantasy or like he's facing a team you want to win, you see him drop back like 10, 15 yards and then scramble up in the pocket and find a wide open Zay Flowers just like every play, it feels like.
He always makes the right play, dude. It's incredible.
Just doesn't happen for him in the playoffs. Well, like I said, it's a favorable schedule for the Baltimore. That's where I've been the whole time. Get Lamar back, you got a favorable schedule.
Yeah. And Dolphins wise, they fire their GM, say they're going to keep McDaniel around. I'm a little surprised. I'm not shocked. I mean, they're both getting fired. I can't imagine a world where McDaniels is back next year. I don't know what the reason is in letting him go or not letting him go. I didn't hear that, but I'll tell you this. If a coach could get fired from body language after a game, this guy would have been gone. If you watch that game, dude, you saw just the life drain out of this man's face every time Tua bounced a ball at somebody's feet. Like it was, oh my goodness. That's the worst body language I've seen for a coach maybe ever. Maybe ever. Dude was eye rolling.
Have you seen any of his end of game press conferences like the past 3 weeks?
Oh, they've been enjoyable.
Dude, he's got the mumbles. He's
got no answers. I'm telling you guys.
He just sits there.
He just does not have the physical ability to play the position. And Mike McDaniels knows it.
Yeah.
You see in his face, he's rolling his eyes like a teenage girl. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Anyways.
This is also a coach that you can tell he's checked out. You can tell
for sure.
Yeah. All right. I don't want to spend any more time. We know what the Ravens are. We know what's ahead of them. We know what they got to do. I don't want to spend any more time on the Dolphins. So let's get into another miserable game for myself. The New England Patriots beat the Atlanta Falcons 24-23. Y'all talk about the Patriots while I stew about the Falcons real quick.
I thought this was clearly the worst the Patriots had played in a while. Drake May was not. He had really good plays and he had a couple head scratchers, but they're in such a good spot. Like they are in such a good spot. They have one game on the schedule that's full of pressure the rest of the year, and then we'll see how they do in the playoffs. When they play the Bills the next time, I mentioned it last week. Drake May has never played in the NFL with pressure. He's never played with pressure once, not for one game. Even the game where they played the Bills this year, there was not pressure. No one thought they were going to win. They were 2-2. When they play them next time, you're supposed to win the division at this point. You are leading the division. You're supposed to win. You're going to be at home, going to be pressure. We'll see how they go, but they're in such a good spot right now. I mean, and their schedule's so easy. Oh my gosh, their schedule is easy.
Yeah, it's insane how the Bills are the only game left that they should actually lose.
Yeah, I think they have Tampa Bay this week, and then after that, there's nothing.
Okay, yeah, Tampa. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It depends on how healthy Tampa is, because Tampa's still really banged up.
Yeah.
That's still going to be a great litmus test, though, just to see. Because, I mean, they haven't really played, other than the Bills game, have they really played anybody? Have you seen Drake May in a big spot, like you said, with any pressure? No. I feel like now you've got some expectations because you're 7-2. You lead the division. You're going up against Baker Mayfield. It's a quarterback duel. And what does he look like? I don't know if it's getting flexed into a primetime spot or anything. It's probably not, but
it should.
Still. That would be a great Sunday night game, but it won't be. I don't know who the Sunday night game is.
Chargers, Steelers.
Gross. I mean, I love Justin Herbert, but gross.
Yep. It's a 1:00 game. Oh my gosh, guys, come on now. Don't put that at 1:00. All right, and on the Falcons side, we once again miss another kick, which loses us a game, which is the second or third time that's happened this year. Bijan gets bottled up. Penix He's okay, not great. He throws 3 touchdowns, no picks, but if you watch the game, that's not the box score is not the story. We're done for the year. It's over. Pack it up.
Penix, and this is not to say he won't be. He's not good enough right now. If you watch the game, there's just too many bad drives. There's too many 3 and outs, 5 and outs. There's too many drives that just don't go anywhere. And it just is a killer. Like, especially if the other team drives down, takes a long drive, you get on the field and you go 3 and out, and your defense is right back out there. It's tough. And I think he will be. I like a lot of what he is. It's just, he's not there yet. They were in this game because of Patriot turnovers and mistakes.
Yeah.
And I feel like we need another. I'm kind of surprised we didn't. I mean, maybe we think we're just out of the playoffs this year, which we are. Don't get me wrong, but maybe that's why they didn't do it. But we need another somebody at receiver because it's so concentrated. You got Drake London with 14 targets, and Drake is obviously incredible. He can handle that. And then Bijan's got 10 targets. I mean, it's one receiver and one running back that are the entire passing game.
Yeah, there's not been a lot of Darnell Mooney this year, and I don't know why that is. He was really good last year, and
he's been hurt. He's been hurt most of the season, but he is back.
He's been back though for like 3 weeks, and I just have not seen a lot of him.
He had 11 targets when y'all got body bagged by Carolina, but other than that, no, he's not done anything.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I still think Atlanta's a fun team to watch. Can we beat the Colts? Probably not. I mean, the season's over as it is, but well, I mean, I leave Penix in there, let him get some reps. Let's get him battle tested, but it's frustrating from a fan perspective right now to see how the team's played.
Yeah.
All right. Chargers Titans. Closer than probably it should have been. Another devastating injury. Joe Alt gets hurt again. This time he's out for the year. It's tough sledding for the Chargers. They have faced adversity this season. Still 6-3, still leading the division. So you're not out of it by any means. There's still a ton of hope for the season, but it's frustrating if you're pulling for the Chargers. It's frustrating to see all this happen.
This is your classic, is Justin Herbert going to be Josh Allen, or is he just going to be a really good quarterback? Because Sunday
he's playing very well this year.
Basically Josh Allen. He's your leading rusher, 250 and 2. He does throw the pick six, which is terrible. But
yeah, that was bad.
I mean, he's
like
your entire offense.
He's 2022 Josh Allen right now. 2022. He's your whole offense.
Not quite.
But he's gonna make some mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh Allen with the occasional real bad interception, or maybe the occasional 3-interception game. But when he's carrying them, they're a terrible team with an average quarterback right now. Because, I mean, they're just so injured.
And a good quarterback. You said average. He's much better than average.
No. I'm saying if you replace Justin Herbert with an average,
I got you.
With a replacement level quarterback, if you put Jacoby Brissett on this team, they're horrendous.
Yeah,
but because they have Justin Herbert, they're probably going to make the playoffs.
The point is, guys, the O-line injuries are too much. They're too much.
Yes.
Maybe they squeak in. You're looking at the 7 seed. You're looking at a battle between them and Jacksonville for the 7 seed.
Overwhelm the Chiefs now.
That's what it is. And I know the Chiefs are below them right now, and Jacksonville. This is Jacksonville versus the Chargers. Who can get the 7 seed? That's what this is.
And you probably get in and you lose your playoff game, and then we talk about Justin Herbert as not being elite quarterback on Get Up.
Your prayer. This is your prayer if you're a Chargers fan, because your best case scenario is the 7 seed. Your prayer is that Indianapolis stumbles to the 2, and that is your first round matchup, and maybe you can still win in Indy. I feel a lot better about that. Or even the Patriots win the division and they get the 2 seed, and maybe you can win those 2 games. You're not beating the Chiefs, you're not beating the Bills in the playoffs, but maybe that's the prayer is you get one of those 2 guys.
You also hope that Baltimore doesn't just run the table, because that could happen.
That's the problem if that happens.
Yeah,
probably won't happen. I still don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but there's always that chance, I guess.
It's tough. I mean, I want to see the Chargers do well. I want to see Herbert do well. And if they get in, they probably will get in. But if they get in, I at least hope Herbert looks good in the playoff game so we can at least blame it on the injuries and not him throwing 4 picks. Nothing to say about the Titans. They're in a race with the Jets for the number 1 overall pick.
Don't be fooled. They had a pick 6 and a punt return for touchdown. That's the only reason the scoreboard was close. The offense was awful. I mean, it was as bad as you would think it would be. It was bad.
Yeah. Well,
does Cam Ward get replaced?
No.
If they get the number 1 pick, does Cam Ward get replaced?
No.
Oh, that's interesting. There's a conversation. You got to have a conversation.
You've got a good quarterback class.
You have to have a conversation. If you love whoever it is,
there's going to be somebody there that you love. Because there's 5 quarterbacks that might have first-round grades.
You're going to have a new coach.
I mean, you're going to have
probably a new GM that did not draft Cam Ward.
You're going to have to. If you do that, you either trade Cam Ward for a haul, or you trade that pick for a haul.
You got to trade one of them. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Anyways,
that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
Bears Bengals. What a game! What an unbelievable game on Sunday. The game we were not expecting.
Yeah.
The Bears had it, then the Bengals had it, and then suddenly the Bears have it again. Caleb Williams has a great day. Has a really great day as a pro quarterback. I'm not going to read much into it because it was against one of the worst defenses I've ever seen. Yeah, that's what I got. You played one of the worst defenses of all time, and you put up 47. Great, you should have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I've got for this game is that Joe Flacco is still playing well past the date that we all thought that it was going to fall apart.
I thought this was the last week it would be okay. Now, he was way better than okay. He was great. But I thought this was the end, so we'll see next week. But it doesn't look like he's slowing down.
Turns out, if you give Joe Flacco, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, he will just chuck it to them over and over and over again, and they will make him look good.
My only takes from this game were I do not trust the Bears a bit. You know, Caleb had to score 43. No. He scored 47. Awesome. I don't trust Caleb. I don't trust the Bears. My other takes were Jake Browning is bad, and this tells you what the state of the Browns' offensive weapons is. Looking at Joe Flacco here versus the Browns. Those were my takeaways from this game.
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
The other thing is
I saw Jamar Chase really upset in post-game as well.
He can be upset. This is not... I don't even blame the defense. I don't blame the coaches. I don't blame anything. This is front office. I mean, you don't have good players.
Yeah.
Or good coach.
The Bears ran for 283 yards on Sunday, and their starting running back did not play.
Nungai.
Okay.
Kyle Nungai looked good. He looked really good.
Yeah.
All right. I don't have much else here. Y'all got anything?
No. Move on.
All right. Colts, Steelers, one of the shocks of the day.
Yeah.
The Steelers, not, I guess, surprising that they get a win. What's surprising is their front seven factory reset Daniel Jones.
Yeah, this was an important win, man. This was a really important win, especially with the Baltimore win on Thursday night. A-Rod is a guy who... Is he elite? No. Is he possibly the greatest quarterback of all time at not making mistakes? Maybe. Yeah, that's what he does. So if you're going to make 5 mistakes, if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times, they're going to win. They did the same thing with the Patriots earlier this year, if you remember. The Patriots turned it over 5 times, and Rodgers just said, okay, I'm just going to hold the ball long enough for us to win. That's what they did. Really good win.
I mean, he's been around the block a long time. He knows how to read games and tell. You can tell, and that's what great quarterbacks do. Like, I can see what's happening in this game. I know I have to play this way.
Yeah, and I mean, it was still close in the end, even with 5 turnovers, which is scary. But, yeah, I have more to say about the Colts than I do the Steelers, even though it was a really good Steelers win.
Yes.
And that front seven looked legit.
It was kind of the wake up for the front seven. It was the week where you go, oh, okay, they are actually good.
This was the first time
They haven't been
I've seen
playing
the
this way.
Steelers and say that's Steelers football. What just happened on Sunday? That's Steeler football.
Yeah, and they were going to get there. They were always going to get there, but it was good to see from the Colts' perspective. And I'm going to get into this later with another team that I've talked about it with before. If you stop the run, it's over. Like, it is over. They've been rolling this year. And every year, every game, they've ran it super well. Steelers bottled them up, and they bottled up the run and got pressure on Daniel Jones, and that is all it took to see Daniel Jones. 5 turnovers. 1 was a muff punt.
Yeah.
But 4 from Daniel Jones. 4 picks and a fumble. Ugh.
Yeah, this was the game that I actually sat down and watched on Sunday. And the fumble was a great TJ Watt play. So you just sort of, okay, it'll happen. But then you have 3 picks, and frankly, they were all bad. And it was just classic Daniel, like I said in the open, this is the Daniel Jones that we know and love. And I was just curious because, you see the Colts are playing, and it's like, okay, they have been a revelation. I'm curious, is it legit? And Jonathan Taylor does absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the final score honestly doesn't even tell you the full story of the game. They were getting body bagged, and they scored 13 points in the fourth quarter to make it interesting.
Don't hear what I'm. Go ahead.
Well, I was just like, Michael Pittman ends up with 9 catches for 115. He had like 40 yards after 3 quarters.
Yeah.
It looks a lot better in the end. It was disgusting for 3 quarters, and they just made it look a little bit better in the fourth.
Yeah. Please don't hear what I'm not saying here, because I'm not going to argue with you at all that Daniel Jones didn't look good. It's going to be hard for a lot of quarterbacks to look great when he was under that kind of heat and you just take away his run game. But he did not look good. He was the problem this game for sure. But give props to the Steelers as well for taking away the best running back in football.
Yeah.
And forcing it all on Daniel Jones.
That's going to be the blueprint in the coming weeks, and we'll see how they adjust. Steichen will figure something out. They'll be able to run the ball better than they did this game, but that's going to be the blueprint for defenses.
Yeah. And maybe, our buddy Jake, he actually texted a different group chat I'm in. He said, if you got a wide receiver going against the Steelers, start him because their secondary is really banged up. And I guess the Steelers in real life leaned into that. They said, all right, the secondary's in rough shape. We're just going to accept that's going to be a problem, and we're going to take away an MVP candidate. So good on them. All right. Do we want to spend much time on 49ers Giants?
No.
No.
Let's skip that. Do we want to talk at all about Broncos Texans in an ugly defensive struggle there?
No, other than this was a really nasty win, and the Broncos have like 5 of these now where they look terrible and they win anyway. And I don't know what you do with that.
They can win these nasty games.
How many times do I have to sit here and say they did enough to win before we take them serious? I'm taking them serious. I think this is probably going to be the 5 seed. And who knows? They could win the division. Look, if they just split with the Chiefs, they're probably going to win the division. The Chiefs got to beat them twice. They're in a great spot. So this is going to be either the division winner or the 5 seed, the top wild card spot. And they're a team you don't want to play because though I still don't fear Bo Nix, I do fear that defense. So, and that thing is going to travel in the playoffs. So they're a team you're not going to want to play.
Pat Surtain's hurt right now, and they're still locking people down.
And that pass rush was crazy. Even with, Patrick Surtain out of the game, the pass rush was insane. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, CJ, not a great O-line for Houston. CJ Stroud also gets banged up in this game. I don't think Houston wins even if CJ plays the entire game. But
I think
when
they
you get
might
their
have.
quarterback out, it's always.
I think they might have won if CJ played the entire
so?
game, but that's part of it. And this is a crushing loss. I mean, a crushing loss for the Texans. Like, this probably buries them.
Yeah, 4-4 feels a lot better.
This
than 3-5
probably
right
buries.
now.
I mean, this is over. So.
I mean, were they already behind the Jags heading into
Oh
this
yeah,
game?
yeah, they were
still
behind the
really
Jags.
hurt?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so they're done. All right, Vikings Lions. This was a big one.
Huge game.
Surprisingly big one. I thought heading into this, the Lions were potentially going to use this as a catch-up game to the Packers, and no, the return of J.J. McCarthy, Vikings win 27-24. I'll be honest, I didn't get to watch a ton of this game specifically, but I kept track of it. This is huge. This is a huge win for the Vikings.
This was a coaching master's class on both sides. Brian Flores went in with the perfect game plan for the defense. They took away their running game. That was the game plan all along. They did it, and everything didn't fall apart. I mean, they did okay, but it was not like the crazy explosive Lions offense. And Kevin O'Connell, look, guys, J.J. McCarthy's not ready. He is not ready. He is raw. The stats look good in this game. I understand that. He's not ready. And Kevin O'Connell,
they don't even look that good.
You've been saying that they've been hiding him.
And Kevin O'Connell just coached around him brilliantly. I mean, classic coaching around your quarterback to score 27 points or whatever they scored. And this was a master's class. This is the best coaching performance of the week, was this game right here, period.
Totally agree. The only thing, I don't know how many games you can mention when your quarterback throws for 143 yards.
Okay. I know he
just don't
scored
know
3
how
touchdowns,
often-
so that's why I said the stats look good. I didn't realize it was that low, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great. You didn't push the ball downfield hardly at all. We're going to talk about the Panthers still. It's the Bryce Young thing where it's like, how
That
often
was a
can
great
you
coaching
win when your
performance
quarterback
as well.
is just not?
That was a great coaching performance.
That was great. You're totally right. Kevin O'Connell
Brilliant.
pulls the rabbit out of the hat. Great. But I came away from this one not feeling all that great about the Vikings in general, because it's just like, this was a great 1 week thing, but unless J.J. McCarthy improves, unless you start to lean into him as your quarterback, this team is just sort of going to be dead on arrival not every week, because you're going to have weeks like this, but you're going to have 60-70% of your Sundays where you're dead on arrival because your quarterback just isn't it.
Yeah, he's going to have to completely outcoach every other coach in front of him for the rest of the way for them to be able to make any kind of impact.
And he can, but you don't have the coaching performance of the right, but you don't have the best coaching performance of the week every week. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel great about the Vikings, all things considered, but great win.
Yeah. Anything else to add here on this game, Landon?
Yeah. For the Lions, it is this simple, guys. I got a stat for you. I looked this up today. They're 5-3, okay? 5 of their games, they have ran for 100 yards. Do you want to guess their record in those 5 games?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're 5-0.
5-0.
Yeah.
In 3 of those games, they have not run for 100 yards. Do you want to know what their record in those games?
I'm going to go out on another limb here and guess
they're
0-3.
0-3. Guys, I really like Jared Goff. I love him on this Lions team. If you stop the run, you're going to beat them. Now, it's not easy to do. And again, those can be a little disingenuous because sometimes you run the ball because you're winning. You don't start to win because you're running the ball. Not with this team. This team runs it when they're up. They run it when they're down. That's where their bread is buttered. If they can do it, they're going to do it. And when they can't, when you stop the run, dude, they are beatable. They're 0-3 when they don't rush for 100 yards. 0-3. 5-0 when they do.
I want to throw them a little bit of a bone. Throw them a little bit of a bone, too, because the teams they've lost to, the Vikings are very good, the Packers are very good, the Chiefs are very good. Those are the 3 losses.
They are the 3
that have
losses.
stopped the run.
I'm not convinced that the Vikings or the Packers are very good. I'm not.
I think those are
Packers.
They have
formidable defenses. I do. I think those are 3 formidable defenses.
They're good defenses.
But man, I'm telling you, if you can stop the run without going all out to stop the run, I'm sure if you go all out, Jared Goff can pick you apart with those weapons. But dude, if you can manage to stop the run, we saw this when Jared Goff had Todd Gurley versus when he didn't in LA. You know the difference. It's what it is.
Yeah. Plain and simple. We'll end it there, but the blueprint is obvious. It's easier said than done.
Yeah, it's just, can you do
obviously
it?
the Lions have a great line.
Yeah, it's just, can you do it?
2 elite running backs.
Yeah.
So easier said than done, but if you can do it, you got them. Speaking of the Packers, they now have the same amount of wins as the Carolina Panthers. And who did they lose to this week? The Carolina Panthers.
The Panthers. I mean,
what am I looking at?
What am I looking
coaching
at right
now?
Performance.
Yeah.
This was a Rico Dowdle, Dave Canales special.
So
I want to give a massive shout out to the former Gamecock Rico freaking Dowdle.
So here's the thing.
Folks,
what I'm about to say is a negative thing. I want to give the Panthers their props. Like, great job. They 5 wins. This is awesome. This is way better than they thought they were going to be, right? In the last 18 months, they have traded up to draft a running back in the 2nd round. They have given a different running back a 4-year contract. Neither of those guys are their best player. Neither of them. Both of those guys don't even hardly play in this game. And the guy they get off the scrap heap, Rico Dowdle, who can't make the Cowboys, who were terrible, we thought, at running back coming in. This is the guy that goes for 200 yards every time he plays.
Rico Dowdle's 3rd in the NFL in rushing.
It's unbelievable. He's first
He
in the
started
NFC.
3 games.
Crazy.
Yeah, first in the NFC. He started 3 games.
I don't know if you guys know this, but the NFC has really good running backs. Like, I don't know, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Kyron Williams,
Christian McCaffrey.
Bucky Irving, Christian McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs. No, it's Rico Dowdle.
Crazy.
It is crazy. The Bryce Young is horrific. He's 11 of 20 for 100 yards and a pick, an early pick. It's the first quarter interceptions. I don't know what it is. He throws a first quarter interception, it feels like every single week. It's always like the first or second drive. He's got to flush it out of his system, and then he can go play quarterback. Except that this week he did not go play quarterback, and he was terrible. But it didn't matter because they had the second coming of Rico Jesus playing running. They're such a weird team because they should be the Jets because they don't have great quarterback play. They have adequate to mediocre quarterback play, and they have this revelation at running back. And I do think that this is a really well-coached team.
Oh, it is.
That's just
I think Canales is good. He's coaching around Bryce.
Yeah, I like Dave Canales.
He is coaching around him. He's just I don't know if he's physically good enough. I don't know if he is. They're 2-5 wins. I don't think any of us think they are a threat in the NFC, but they're 5-3. Good on them.
They could win that division. This is the crazy thing. They could win that division. They won't. But they play the Saints and Falcons in their next 2 weeks.
We know they
could
can
beat both of those teams.
We know they can mollywop the Falcons. That's for sure.
They can crush the Falcons.
Right. They could also go 0-2. I mean, that's very possible as well. But you might look up.
They could finish with 7 wins.
You might look
They could
up.
finish with 6 wins this year. That's still on the board. But
they could finish with 5. This could be the last game they win.
or they could. I mean, they could win 9 games. Like, Canales is that good. Again, he's coaching around Bryce hard. Good for them though. But for Green Bay, like,
Well, here's the
oh,
problem.
go ahead.
I just want to touch on their schedule really quick before we move over. They have Saints and Falcons the next two, so you might be riding really high on the Panthers. They might be 7-3 or 7-4, whatever. But then after that, it's 49ers, Rams, Saints, Buccaneers, Seahawks, Buccaneers.
Yeah.
So it's very
That's a
possible you go
tough
7-4.
That's a tough
You
finish.
you might go 7-4 and then finish the season 8-9 or 7-10. So
Not great.
Landon, let's jump to the Packers here.
I mean,
Because what?
good gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
I've got three things. One, Minnesota bailed out the Packers. Carolina bailed out the Lions. They can actually, honestly, they're the only team in the league that you can say this about. Green Bay can beat anyone, and they can lose to anyone. I mean anyone. Like, it's unbelievable. Yep. There's no way to know who they are. I mean, I don't know.
And losing their passing game has been so weird this year and so frustrating. And they just lost Tucker Kraft.
That's a big loss.
ACL.
That's a big loss.
That's huge.
He's been their best player.
I don't know about y'all. That's what I was about to say. Maybe it's just because I have him on a fantasy team, but I really feel like Tucker Kraft was their best offensive player.
For sure.
And I felt,
I mean, sure.
Jacobs has been really good, but
well, yes, pass catcher
for sure.
He is the. It felt like
100%.
It felt like he's the engine of their passing offense. They
finally found an identity. They found an identity with him.
It's a big loss.
And moving forward, I guess it's Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson. Matthew Golden goes 2 catches for 9 yards. He has really not
What
been.
What is happening with him this year?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah. Anyways.
He had 86 yards against Cincinnati a couple weeks ago. But
let's address the elephant in the room.
I don't know, man.
We got to stop with the jerseys, Green Bay. We've got to stop.
Yeah.
What is the all yellow a few weeks ago was just awful. This week was, I get it. You're doing throwbacks. Dude, you look stupid. You look stupid.
Their throwbacks are their normal uniforms because they've been wearing the same one since 1960.
Just put the green on. It's fine. Just do normal yellow helmet, green stripe. We're fine. Stop.
Them and the Steelers both. Don't wear throwbacks.
Gosh.
Just wear your same freaking uniforms every Sunday. Nobody cares that you wear an airbrushed leather helmet.
No one cares. Anyways.
All right.
Bart Starr might care, but jeez.
Do we want to spend much time on Jags Raiders? Or do we kind of still want to get to the meat? I mean,
the only thing,
Trevor Lawrence doesn't look great.
Yeah,
they get a win in overtime.
Brock Bowers.
There's three things. Three things. One, I did not know they changed the overtime rule. I don't know how I missed it. I didn't know they changed it. Because the Jags scored the first drive, and Las Vegas got a chance.
Yeah, they changed it for like just the whole regular season.
I didn't know that. I knew they changed it for playoffs. Whatever. Trevor, my gosh. If you're a Jags fan, how do you do it? I mean, how do you do it? Oh, my gosh. And then
I saw the tweet where it was a Jags fan page, whatever. They were like, "This is our guy, ride or die, has the game-winning drive."
Dude.
And I'm like, guys, I don't think you watched the first 4 quarters of the game.
Or the last one. I mean, there was nothing good. There was nothing good. But and then Brock Bowers is, I mean, what do you want me to say? Brock Bowers is the guy. He's the guy.
And now Jacoby Myers is gone.
Who is catching passes?
6 to 7 targets a game.
We didn't talk about this much with the Jacoby Myers thing, but honestly, I mean, Trey Tucker is frisky, but Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty might combine for 24 targets every single week.
Oh, they have to.
As an
They're
owner
be
of Ashton
losing.
Genty
Oh, yeah.
on a competing fantasy team, please do that. Please do that.
I'm pretty sure Brock Bowers gets 15 of those every single week, but I mean, I know he's good. I've been singing his praises for 3 or 4 years now on this podcast. but sometimes you just watch him play and it's like, that's a tight end, but he's like Odell Beckham running a slant. It's just, it's absurd.
That is a bad white boy right there.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right. Let's move on. We still got some games to get to. I don't have a ton here on the Rams Saints other than Matthew Stafford has possibly taken himself and taken over the MVP conversation. And
it helps to have Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. I'll just say that.
It does. Puka Nacua, by the way, should be fine. I've heard he could have gone back after he got banged up, but they were winning so much it didn't matter. And Spencer Rattler looked better than Tyler
every
Shuck.
week.
That's all I got to say. Spencer Rattler looked better.
Shuck was.
I guess with Tyler Shuck.
It was. Dude, if it was not his first read, he wasn't throwing it. It was first read. I'm not even trying to get to a second read. It is. I'm throwing it to you. Now, he got screwed. I mean, time of possession in this game was like 44 minutes to 16, which is just, I mean, that's almost impossible. I don't know how you even do that. So he got a little screwed there, but it was one read and gone. You know, it's his first game. I mean, good pass rush. They were all over him.
They got annihilated.
Who knows?
It's so fun because you're right. Their offensive line was getting everything they could handle from the Rams. He only got sacked one time, and it's just because you're right. It was a throwaway, or it was a first read, or it was like
I watched basically every snap. I don't think I saw him get to a second read. I'm not sure I did.
No,
it was crazy,
and it's still, and I didn't watch this game closely at all. It still does not compute that they don't get Alvin Kamara involved in the passing game. When they're outmatched. Just dump it off.
Hey, man, he better be the first read.
Run little.
If he ain't the first read, he ain't getting the ball.
It's not happening.
It ain't happening. Dude, I'm telling you, it was. I've never seen it. It was crazy. It was crazy.
It was high school ball.
Insane. Yes, it was high school.
And all
right. Well, not a ton left on the Saints, so we'll finish there. I want to break, I guess, protocol on the show just a little bit. Do we want to say anything on Seahawks Commanders or Cowboys Cardinals? We'll save the Bills Chiefs for last so we can end on that one.
Yeah, I've got.
It sucks, obviously, losing Jaden for the year.
I got Seahawks Commander stuff. My first one, I'm done with PFF grades. Period. I'm done. Sam Darnold was number 1 in PFF. I know he's been good. Give me a break. Give me a freaking break. I'm done with PFF grades. They also have Kenneth Walker as the 3rd best running back. Give me a break. This was a different class of players. I mean, it just didn't even look like these guys were in the same league. These teams were just. I mean, if you watched, you were like,
before his first incompletion.
It looked like an NFL team versus a college team out there. It was a disaster. Do you guys have anything else before I get to Jaden?
No,
I mean, this was
the only thing I have on Jaden is probably the same thing you do.
I don't know.
Why was he out there?
No, I don't.
Why was he out there?
That's not it. Again,
Really?
I'll say
Okay.
I still don't take the Seahawks seriously after what I saw from Darnold a few weeks ago. I'll say that. Jaden, so the injury, I get why he was out there. I wish he wouldn't have tried to scramble. I do get it. This has been this is the worst possible second year you could have. I mean, this is the fear. This is absolutely the fear. He started 6 games healthy this year. Is that right? Or 5? I think he started 6 games healthy this year. He's left 3 of them with an injury. Like, what? This is the fear. He's too small. And just to go back, I talked last week about Drake May versus him and how I can't stand.
I was going to ask you
I can't stand people saying Drake May's better than him. Look, here, 2 things are true. Jaden is better than Drake May. He just is. He just is better. Now, maybe May shows out this year in the playoffs and we can have that conversation. What's also true is, if you had to pick right now, you'd have to pick May. I know Jaden's better. but you would have to choose Drake May over him just because of the injuries. I mean, the guy, he started 6 games. He's left 3 of them with an injury. And 2 of them are just because he's too small. This injury, if this is Dak Prescott, this doesn't happen. You don't have to be Josh Allen. You don't have to be Cam Newton. If you're just, I don't know if it happens to Sam Darnold. Like, he's too small. With that being said, this injury might be a little bit of a good thing somehow. Because, like, if you told me going into the game, Jaden gets a season-ending injury, I'd have a heart attack, first off. And then I would say, if I got to pick where it's going to be, I would say left wrist or left elbow. Like, that's the one you want. And they're out of it anyway, so it doesn't matter. He's not going to get even more injured. And this is hopefully going to force their hand to make some changes. So, those are my quick Jaden Daniels takes. So we can move on.
Yeah.
My question was going to be, what do you do with your Drake May, Jaden Daniels thing? And it's like you said, but there's also the added element of, like, Drake May could very well win the MVP.
No, so the thing is, people are going to say Drake May's obviously better at this point. I still don't believe that. I think if they're both healthy, Jaden's better. I think if this version of Drake May, the way Drake May is playing right now, is on the Commanders last year, they get bounced in the first round. I'll say that. I think they get bounced in the first round. Jaden took them to the NFC Championship game. I think Jaden is better. If you had to redraft right now,
here's what Jaden does.
You got to take Drake.
The thing that Jaden does is it's not a flashy thing. He just
keeps them moving.
And I know that's the object of the game. That's the thing that you're supposed to do. But it's not a thing that you look on a stat sheet and you say, okay, this guy managed to keep. He's so good at just. And I know they were down 38-7 when he got hurt. They were getting crushed. But when you have competent weapons, and this was just, they haven't looked good really at all this year.
The team's
at any
terrible.
point. It's a bad team. But he has this thing of, like, getting them to be better than the sum of their parts somehow. And they honestly, we might look up at the end of the year and they might be picking 4th.
Oh, easily.
Or 3rd.
They're going to have a top 8 pick for sure. Top 8 for sure.
That's best case scenario, I'll be honest.
For sure.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
like,
best case.
It could turn out well.
I think they've got a bottom 3 roster in the NFL outside of quarterback, outside of Jaden, when he's healthy.
Yeah.
And obviously he's not healthy, and you're gonna play Marcus Mariota with this roster? Good grief.
Mark it down. I don't care what is out. Like, they're getting throttled this week. I don't care what anybody says. It's the Lions. The Lions coming off a loss. The Lions who love to run the score up.
52-10.
They're getting throttled this week.
If we're doing
Start
fantasy
your David
rankings,
Montgomerys.
you rank Jahmyr Gibbs 1.
Yeah.
This week.
And like I said, I believe in my bones Jaden's better, but it goes back to the Tua thing. I hear about how good Tua is in a dome with no pass rush. Well, the game's not played always in a dome with no pass rush. I believe Jaden's better than Drake May. Well, guess what? If he's going to miss half the season, you can't say he's better. So you'd have to take Drake right now, even though I still believe Jaden's better. That's just where you're at. It's where you're at. He's got to gain weight, man. He's got to put on 20 pounds. Fat and muscle.
If you had to
also
do
get him a line,
who's got a better,
get him weapons.
Yeah, who's got the better next 8 years? I think that's really, because when you're getting to talent levels, it's sort of splitting hairs because they're both incredible.
It's all about
talented.
injury.
It's more like, okay,
It's all about injury.
Who's the guy that you feel better about as your franchise guy for the next 8 years? And I think you probably.
Who do you feel better about? You feel better about Drake. Who do you have a higher ceiling with? Jaden. Yeah. Jaden gives you the higher ceiling. Drake, you feel better about. You feel it's definitely safer. Yeah.
All right.
Took a long time.
Anything on Cardinals Cowboys before we get to the stars of the show?
Other
than this game wasn't even as close as the
late.
score indicated because they scored on a punt return. Jacoby Brissett's been named the starter. I think they did that before they announced that Kyler was out basically for the rest of the year. So that's something of note. I think Kyler's time is probably done in Arizona.
Yeah, he's going to get another starting job. He'll be a starter somewhere next year. He might be. I mean, he's probably going to be the starter in Arizona this year at some point.
He's going to be the Jet starter.
At some point this year. No, it's going to be a team who finishes middle of the pack and can't draft a quarterback. I mean, that's what it's going to be. That's how it is every year, right? So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. That's the conversation, but
You got
they're better with Jacoby.
you got 3 straight good weeks. That's the thing. You got 3 straight weeks where the offense has looked, and they're 1 and
Marvin
2.
Harrison,
But it's
the first NFL game with
it's-
7 catches
Oh, he looked like a good player last night. Oh.
because of Jacoby.
I mean, he looked like a good
because
player.
of Jacoby.
I mean, he's making CeeDee Lamb gush
When he
on the
sat
sidelines.
Deron Bland down.
Yeah, I mean,
He sat Deron Bland.
he's got CeeDee Lamb fawning over him on the sidelines. And that's the thing, guys. People in the NFL know how good he is. It's just a really bad offense. I mean, did you see what his dad was saying? Did you see his dad's comments?
yeah.
Yeah.
His dad said, if you put
Yeah.
a prime Marvin Harrison Sr. on this team, they're asking me to send my gold jacket back. That's what he said about this offense. Yeah, I mean,
And Trey McBride scores touchdowns with Jacoby Brissett.
I don't think it's one of these
Yeah.
things where like the backup comes in and gives you a boost for 2 weeks. I think they're better with Brissett right now. So I don't know.
It's because drives continue. They don't go 3 and out, 5 and out, whatever it is. They're better on first down. They're not taking horrific third down sacks. He got sacked 5 times, but I don't know. They're just consistently better at keeping drives alive, which is the name of the game in the NFL.
Which is what we've been saying all year for the Cardinals. It's a nightmare watching them because they'll go 2 yards on first down and then a 4-yard sack on second down. Okay, well now it's 3rd and 13. And then Kyler throws it out of bounds or dirts it at somebody, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, anything on Dallas other than this was very concerning for the rest of their season?
No, I don't have anything.
Yeah, other than
All right,
if I
let's
was
get to what we
the only
all-
thing I'll say is if I was Dallas, I wouldn't trade a bunch of picks for a defensive lineman right now. Not in the state of this team.
Good on the Jets.
Yeah.
All right. I know we're running late, but this is the game everybody wants to. It was in a
Gotta
4
do
o'clock window, but we saved it for last. Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, the classic. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Josh Allen comes out on top, as he almost always does in the regular season, which kind of leads me into what I was going to say is I have things to say about this game, and I also don't have things to say about this game because this kind of always happens in the regular season, and we're going to see a similar version of it in the playoffs. We know it's going to come down to these two teams, these two quarterbacks. All that matters to me is what happens in the AFC Championship game. That's all that matters. That's what it's going to come down to.
Yep.
And it should. I have more.
Josh Allen
What are
plays
they-
a great game. I was going to say there's things I have that I read into during the game, but this game, as fun as it is for me in the regular season, at the same time doesn't matter to me in the regular season.
Yeah, what's their head-to-head in the playoffs right now? Is it 3-0, 4-0?
He's 0-4
Chiefs.
against him in the playoffs, and he's 5-1 against him in the regular season. He's the only
Yeah.
quarterback that has more than like 3 wins against Mahomes, I think.
Yeah, I got more Chiefs than Bills from this one. One thing I will say, outside of the attempting that final field goal, I actually thought McDermott was pretty good. Like I thought McDermott was good in this one, except for that field goal. That was, you got to punt the ball there. The Chiefs had a chance to win because he attempted that field goal, period. So that was terrible. But from the Chiefs side, they're 1-4 against winning teams. 1-4. They are 0-4 in one-score games. Does that sound any different than last year? 0-4 in one-score games.
Exact opposite of last year.
That's the exact opposite of last year. Buffalo just said, hey, man, we don't think you can run the ball. We are not going to try to stop you running the ball. We're not going to try to stop you at all. We're going to drop everybody, try to get pressure with 4. They did it. They got pressure with 4, dropped everyone, and the Chiefs still couldn't run the ball. Chiefs didn't have any answers. And then at the end of the day, they got a chance to win it with 20 seconds left? What? How was this close? How was it close?
I mean, it was one of the things that it still bothers me that they can still be this close with the Bills, and it's the reason I don't trust Sean McDermott in the playoffs, even though he had a pretty good coaching game.
Yeah, I don't either.
I trust Sean McDermott 0 in the playoffs. I will say going on that 4th and 18 showed me that the Chiefs also do not trust their defense like they used to, because if they're going for it 4th and 18, that's saying we're not going to stop Josh Allen.
And getting it.
Yeah, and they got it. They got it.
That was
got
it.
But they fully admit we can't stop Josh Allen. This is a problem for the Chiefs. So that's something that I noted as well.
That pick Mahomes threw, where he just throws it up for no reason, that pick, like, at the end of the day, it's not the worst thing in the world because it kind of worked out like a punt because he threw it so far. Like, it was just like you punted the ball, essentially.
Yeah.
But it's a 7-point game in the fourth quarter. Like, if they put a drive together there, they might win. I mean, they're tied with 5 minutes left, probably. So, I don't know. The 0-4 in one-score games, like, we thought there would be regression to the mean. I didn't think 0-4 at this point.
And Mahomes also had his worst passer completion percentage, I think, of his career.
Played terrible.
Which is crazy. It was like 45-something%. He's never done before. And Josh Allen has his best, which is like 88%.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The other thing here is they had 6 different guys attempt a rush, which just screams to me that they're trying to manufacture something because they can't run the ball.
They brought in Clyde Edwards-Helaire, if you guys remember this guy.
Good God.
And not just one time, twice.
Yeah.
And it's another reason it was so surprising that they don't make a move for a running back. I don't know. There are guys who are purchasable, even if it's not Breece Hall. Can you get a Tony Pollard? Like, take a shot, something.
I would have loved to see Kenneth Walker on this team
and see what you can find.
I would have loved it.
That would have been awesome. But I mean, the Seahawks,
their
schedule games,
coming
they
up,
really have no reason to move him. But
they, the Chiefs, obviously, we were doing power rankings a couple weeks ago, and it was like, okay, they're probably the best team in the league. I still think, push comes to shove, I don't know.
It's going to be tough for them to get home field through the playoffs.
They won't. No, it's
home field might be out the window.
They're not getting home field. There's no way.
No, they're going to have to go win on the road. But their schedule coming up, there's still no breaks. You have the Broncos, the Colts.
Hard out.
I mean, the Broncos, that's a disgusting draw. You probably should beat them, but it's going to be like first 1 to 20 wins. The Colts, who knows? Cowboys, Texans, Chargers, Titans, Broncos, Raiders. Obviously, you have some gimmies in there, but you have these landmines of like
Raiders.
The Texans. Well, yeah, Titans, Raiders are your freebies. The Texans, that's kind of a sneaky trap game because that defense is really good. Who knows? You probably should win that game, but it's like, ew. The Chargers, who knows? And the Broncos, again, it's like you probably should win that game, but it's not. I don't know.
And divisional games are never like, you can't even chalk those up as like freebies anyway. So even like the Raiders, like the Raiders know you're not going to walk away with that most likely.
So they're on the bye this week. They have Broncos next. Where's it at?
That
in
one
Denver.
is.
Oh, that's a great draw. That's a great draw. Andy Reid is a menace off a bye. He is elite off a bye, and you don't get Surtain. Like that is a good draw for them. If they can steal one in Denver, that changes their whole season right there. So that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a must win. You got to win that game off a bye. You just have to.
You have to. You have to. And then I don't want to say you need to go 3-0 in your next 3, but you probably need to go 3-0 in your next 3. You got to beat the Broncos, Colts, and Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are probably your gimme. They're not really a gimme, but they're probably a gimme.
Cowboys are going to be a hard out.
Yeah, the Cowboys are a tough out, but it's like, okay, that defense, I don't know. Maybe they're a little bit better with these trade deadline additions, but I'm not really buying it.
Start all Chiefs
and
receivers
the Colts are
against Dallas. All of them.
Yes. I mean, this might all I'm trying to say here is this might be a thing where we get to the end of the year and they're like 10-7. I don't know. Do they get to 11 wins? They probably should.
It's going to be hard.
I think 11's the
They
number.
have a hard road.
I
to
think
11
I
wins.
think 11's the number. I think that's probably where they finish. And they got to finish strong.
Okay.
But I think they'll once you get to that point, these are all playoff games. And they're going to win those games.
Yeah, their season right now, it's such a weird un-Chiefs season because you've got wins. You got 3 wins against teams that 4 wins against teams that you absolutely had to have. And you knew, like, you just sort of chalk it up like that's probably a win. You got the Lions win, which was kind of a surprise, and it was like, okay. And you go on this 3-win streak, but you have the Chargers loss, the Eagles loss, the Jags loss, the Bills loss. It's like there is this thing where they're just not beating good teams.
Yeah, they're 1-4.
And it's
1-4 against winning teams.
1-4 against good teams. I don't know, man.
Who's the one win on? The Lions?
Yeah.
That's the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't interpret any of that for me.
I got to see somebody
hesitant.
beat him in the playoffs. I got to see somebody beat him in the playoffs that's the only reason I'm like, this doesn't matter, because the Bills usually beat him in the playoff regular season anyway, and it's going to be a fight between them in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, it is one of those
All
things
this
where
was
in a game
preview.
that matters, I have to see it. I have to
All
see
this
it
was
before
a
I believe
preview.
it. But and even still, we talked a couple weeks ago about how limited the Bills are because they're limited with weapons. But when you play the chess match and you
Bills'
take
pass
away,
game or something they were saying is going to tight ends right now.
yeah, Dalton Kincaid down 100 yards. That might be the first time Dalton Kincaid's ever had 100 yards.
Feels good owning Dalton Kincaid in fantasy, but it's not where you want to be in real life.
Anyways, that's all I got on that one.
We'll see. Anything else? I think that's a pretty solid finish overall at an hour and a half in a week where we have the NFL trade deadline. We have a lot of ups and downs in the games, and you have a Bills Chiefs matchup. Finish at an hour and a half. That's pretty solid on our part, right?
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse. And we get 3 people on the pod. It's not just me and Landon this time. I'm going to give us a solid A- on this. That's pretty good work.
Yep.
Great job, fellas.
All right. I think that's all we got for you. We will see you guys next week in week 10. Is it already week 10? That's
Week
crazy.
10.
All right. We'll see you guys in the next one.